da morum chumena mataka ni koni rongo ni bibo ngaro taki ke misa wapo ni ana di sambulu bida na sero gori sana churi kira na morum chumai tuna sele ni sambula oyo Mr. Ben kelapa nama kira ni bibo mataka moni chikira morum buka mena ono kena liwa ena bulu FM abala
Good evening, this is FBC News. I'm Jackie Spade. In this bulletin, police confirm Nakasi rape suspect in custody. Economy expected to grow beyond the current 4.3% economic growth forecast. And Raki cane farmers and lorry drivers frustrated by constant breakdowns at the Penang sugar mill. A 31-year-old man is in police custody and will appear in a special court sitting tomorrow for allegedly raping a 9-year-old girl in Nakasi. The suspect has also been charged with other offences. Chanel Sivan with the details.
Almost 2 weeks after the alleged attack on the student, police have announced a breakthrough in their investigation. Police Chief of Intelligence and Investigations, ACP Henry Brown, held a press conference at the Western Police Headquarters in Lautoka this afternoon.
This is after a thorough and a very comprehensive investigation. Today is the 18th day, a bit of a delay here, but we had to respect the victim, her recovery, and we are still, our heart goes out to her at her courage, the way she has come forth with information and descriptions as she recovered. The suspect will be appearing on a special court sitting tomorrow at Nasino.
The accused has been charged with multiple offences.
He has been charged with a count of rape, second count of assault with intent to rape. Additionally, he has been charged for aggravated robbery and theft for breaking in on a separate house.
Police say the man is originally from Ra, stays in Nosori, but often works in a farm in Nakasi. They say it's a complicated case given that the accused moved around various locations outside the Central Division.
The victim now continues to get professional assistance and we are continuing to visit her also.
The student was attacked and raped while she was walking home from school almost 2 weeks ago. 40 police officers were assigned to investigate the case. Chanel Shivan, FBC News.
The economy is expected to grow beyond the current 4.3% economic growth forecast. Reserve Bank Governor Barry Whiteside says tourism earnings are strong and it is expected to drive growth upwards, with the new forecast to be announced in the national budget in November. Maggie Boyle with the story.
Another year of consecutive economic growth is on the cards for the country, with certain sectors continuing to punch above their weight.
The fact is that the bulk of all our sectors are showing growth, and what we term as broad-based growth, which is good. So we're not reliant on just one industry.
Reserve Bank Governor Barry Whiteside, while optimistic, is quick to draw the line on this year's economic growth, breaking any records.
Tourism is very strong, Maggie, and doing extremely well, and we're grateful for that. But you have to take into account what may happen in other industries. The sugar industry, as we know, performed well last year. There is an issue with drought conditions in the west, which could impact on production levels.
One record that has been within reach is foreign reserves, which is able to cover up to 5 months of imports.
Foreign reserves, I think, as of yesterday, were about 1.9 billion, so just under 2 billion. I had mentioned earlier in releases that they've never been higher. We almost hit the 2 billion mark 3 weeks ago, never quite got there.
Whiteside adds that while economic growth indicators are strong, there are risks to factor in, such as natural disasters and fluctuating oil prices. The national budget is expected to be announced on November 6, at which time a new economic growth forecast will be revealed. Maggie Boyle, FBC News.
Fiji Airways has accepted that there has been a lapse in service during incidents where flights have been disrupted. However, the airline stresses that safety is paramount for the national carrier. Edwin Nund reports.
The airlines had a spate of delayed or cancelled flights, leaving passengers frustrated.
We're not here to make excuses. We're a service industry and we have to be focused on the service of our customers.
Fiji Airways accepts that it hasn't always lived up to expectations of passengers when there have been flight disruptions. It's now integrating a more people-focused approach.
What management is doing is making sure we have all the foundation blocks in place, really at the airports, to make sure we have the right Fiji Airways presence at airports to deal with guests when they come under disruption and disruption to the overall programme.
Aviation Minister Ayasayed Qayyum has had talks with the airline's executives about this issue.
The need for the staff to have some sense of ownership, because airlines are not only about, as the CEO, acting CEO said, it's not only about flying, but also carrying people, but it's also about ensuring that on-the-ground services are also good. So, for example, if there is a flight has been diverted from Nosori to Nandi, making sure that the people actually do get to Nosori, and in a manner that is, amenable to them, without the least emotional disruptions.
On Monday night, a Sydney to Nosori flight was diverted to Nandi. The pilot made 2 unsuccessful attempts to land in Nosori, but low visibility made that risky. Passengers, however, have complained not about landing in Nandi, but being left to find their own way home after being ferried to Suva on a bus. Edwin Nund, FBC News.
Raki cane farmers and lorry drivers are frustrated by constant breakdowns at the Penang sugar mill. They say the Fiji Sugar Corporation is not giving them proper information about what is going on at the mill. Ritika Pratap reports.
Cane lorry drivers queue up outside the Penang sugar mill, waiting to find out what the status is of mill operations.
During mill breakdowns in the past few days, we did not get any food. Even I came the previous day and went home at 9 a.m. today. We are really suffering.
Yesterday we asked for food. They said no, the mill is about to start crushing soon. Every 5 minutes the mill breaks down and they put up a notice and keep deferring the time for mill to start crushing again.
Cane farmers in Raki are complaining that the Penang sugar mill is not performing up to par during this crushing season. The farmers claim that the mill breakdowns are more frequent when compared to the last season.
Since the beginning of the crush season, the mill breaks down. They give the quarters and then take it back again. Drivers are really suffering. Now the cane cutters are demanding for lorry. How do we give them lorry when the mill is not operating?
The mill at times will operate smoothly in one shift, or sometimes it doesn't even operate the entire shift. Maybe only 1,000 tons cane is crushed in one shift. This way the kids will forget their fathers who operate as lorry drivers.
Many farmers in Raki have brought cane cutters from interior areas and are claiming that due to frequent breakdowns, the laborers are now demanding to be paid off so they can go back to their villages.
The mill is not performing well and the growers have already brought in laborers. This is resulting into overcost. In my gang, the cane cutters have already told me that they want to go back. We persuaded them, but it hasn't helped. We've given them the fare to go back.
Meanwhile, FSC Executive Chair Abdul Khan told FBC News that due to an unfortunate incident, the mill stopped crushing early Wednesday morning. Khan says a truck that was tipping gravel broke an electrical wire supplying power to the mill. As a result, the mill generator got damaged. Khan says the spare part was luckily available in Lambasa, or else they would have had to get a replacement from Singapore, which would have taken more than a week. The mill resumed crushing yesterday afternoon. Ritika Pratap, FBC News.
Coming up, Health Ministry refutes reports of shortage of medicine.
घर संसार में आपका स्वागत है। आपका अपना छोटा सा स्वर, जहाँ प्यार भरे रिश्ते पलते हैं, जहाँ हेल्थी रहने की सलाह दी जाती है, जहाँ हम आपको और भी सुंदर बनाते हैं और जहाँ स्वाद की सौगात भी है। नमस्कार, मैं हूँ पल्लवी। सोमवार से शुक्रवार 9 से 12 तक रेडियो FBC 2 देश की धड़कन पर घर संसार में शामिल रहिए मेरे साथ।
ऐसा सुंदर सपना अपना।
Natambua High School, one of the pioneering schools in the country to include and conduct cadet training in its school curriculum, held its annual review in Lautoka today. The school has been undertaking cadet for more than 50 years now and is the largest cadet corps in the country. Tokasa Rainima reports.
8 companies of approximately 150 personnel marched in front of parents, relatives and friends after weeks of sacrifice and training under the hot sun. Former student and member of the Natambua High School Cadet Corps Employment Minister Chochi Konrote praised the hard work put in by the students.
Later on in life, as you complete your studies and enter what is today a very difficult and competitive labor market, you will certainly need to accept the hard and pragmatic reality of life, in that to succeed in life, one has to become an effective team leader and player.
The Cadet Corps displayed fine performances by putting on special march formations, followed by the contemporary beats from the school band.
We are obligated to ensure that we set a good example, and equally important, we must also ensure that you, our young generation of today, are properly trained and groomed to take over the reins of leadership for our beloved Fiji tomorrow. In this regard, I therefore consider cadet training as an important aspect of the leadership concept.
11 awards were presented to students at the Pasar Parade today. Tokas Rainima, FBC News.
The Ministry of Health has clarified that there is no shortage of basic medicine at hospitals and health centres. Assistant Health Minister Veena Bhatnagar issued a statement in response to media reports claiming a shortage of medicine. Shireen Lanta reports.
The minister never said.
Assistant Minister for Health Veena Bhatnagar says there is enough medicine for patients in all the hospitals, health centres and government-run pharmacies. She says if there is a shortage, the respective hospital or health centre contacts the Fiji Pharmaceutical Services.
They tell the FBBS, they notify the FBBS, and as soon as notification comes that there is a shortage of medications in a particular health facility, the FBBS totally quickly gets into business.
Bhatnagar says, however, as of now, the ministry has not received any complaints about shortage of medicine.
Right now, I have spoken to CWM Hospital, and of course other divisional hospitals, and of course they have the supply of paracetamol, other pain relief medications like ibuprofen, and antibiotics like amoxicillin, and of course other most commonly used antibiotics. They are all available.
Bhatnagar also clarified that medicines can be produced from neighbouring countries like Australia or New Zealand, as well as sourced from privately run pharmacies. She has assured that the Health Ministry is taking a holistic approach to ensure there is no shortage of medicine. Shireen Lata, FBC News.
The Fiji Times is yet to comment about its report. 248 women from the Central Division have qualified to participate in the National Women's Expo, which will be held in Suva in October. The women will display their products with participants from other divisions.
The two-day craft show in the Central Division has ended, and of the 600 participants, 248 will go on to attend the National Women's Expo in October. The women have 3 months to fine-tune their products, as they will be competing with participants from other divisions.
We're all excited, and being the first time, it was a big achievement for the group of Wenesue. I'm glad. I'm on top of the moon.
Permanent Secretary for Women, Children and Poverty Alleviation, Dr. Joe Koroibueta, says it is very important for women to ensure that there is continuity, sustainable livelihood for their business and, of course, to their family.
Our aim for this year is basically to instill this competition environment in women artisans in Fiji. I think we can put it in another word, that the Fijian women can no longer wait to be economically empowered to find a niche in the market, and we are making it happen. And our theme this year is connecting you to the markets, whether it's a domestic market, whether it's an international market.
A total of 1,854 women have registered for the crafter competition in all the 4 divisions in the country. Sabira Tambua, FBC News.
A new company is working towards making use of the estimated 75 million unused coconuts that fall to the ground in Fiji every year by producing the world's purest virgin coconut oil. Akusita Tale speaks to former Information Ministry's Permanent Secretary Sharon Smith-Johns on her plans to expand the Coconut Company Limited and revive the coconut industry.
These are the final products of coconuts from Rambi, Koro, Levuka and Kandavu. Set up in March this year, Coconut Company Fiji Limited is producing virgin coconut oil and taking the Fijian-made brand to the world.
We've probably gone through about, I'd say, 5-6 tons of oil has come in that we've taken from the islands. That we have regular supplies, and it's very important to us that we ensure that the oil producers, that we're paying them on time, that we have a contract, because you can't stop and start.
About $250,000 was invested to start off the business. The current export markets are Australia and New Zealand, and there are plans to export to the rest of Asia Pacific, Europe and the Middle East. The Chinese market is another potential for the company.
We've had more of an interest, I think, from the Chinese market of taking the oil over there for its health benefits, for drinking oil. So again, they're looking for a pure oil. They're looking at us being able to supply for the demand, because China is an extremely big market.
Other coconut-related products will be launched in the next 3 months, with the main launch of the company to be held in October. Akusita Tale, FBC News.
Rohit is here with Sports Today, and the Flying Fijians have been named for the match against Samoa.
A very good evening. Yes, the Flying Fijians have made 7 changes to the team for tomorrow's test. Also in sports, golf top spread gospel in schools. Stay with us for that and more after the break.
If you just joined us on the System After Dark, this is a homegrown number courtesy of E3 and Cracker.
Bulla, how's it going? I'm D, your host on the System After Dark, right here on Today FM. Today's hit music. You can catch me weeknights at 7 p.m. That's from Monday to Friday, only on the home of Today's hit music. And don't forget, that's D with you every weeknight on the System After Dark.
The Vodafone Flying Fijians have made 7 changes to the starting team, which plays Samoa in the Pacific Nations Cup tomorrow in the United States. Coach John McKee says this is all part of his testing of getting the best combinations going before the Rugby World Cup. Indra Singh has more.
The Vodafone Flying Fijians are set to face what will be the toughest battle in the Pacific Nations Cup so far, despite it only being 2 games in.
Very motivating for the players to play their Pacific neighbours, and we know the great rivalry between Fiji and Samoa. So there's a lot of focus in the camp this week towards this game, and we know once again that they'll bring a physical game, just as Tonga did last week.
McKee has rung changes to the side, which beat Tonga 30-22 last weekend in Suva, as the mentor continues his rotation policy.
You know, we're balancing the game time for across the squad, and also looking closely at the different combinations.
France-based Pedeli Yato is one of the players being given a starting debut this week, and McKee is excited.
I'm really excited to see how he'll perform tomorrow. I've been watching his form in France very well, and he's an exciting young player, and I think he can really make his mark at the international level.
The scene is set for the biggest island rugby battle of the year, even though it is on a neutral soil. At the end, all are in for an exciting curtain raiser to the Rugby World Cup. Indra Singh, FBC Sports.
The Naitasiri rugby side defeated Mazuata 33-14 in the Skipper Cup competition in Suva today. Mazuata led 9-7 at halftime, but the Highlanders scored 4 unanswered tries in the second spell to walk out with 5 points from the match. The loss has increased the Northerners' chances of getting relegated from the top league. Meanwhile, another 5 matches will be played tomorrow, with Nandi playing Suva at the ANZ Stadium in the battle of these week's matches. The Fiji National Rugby League is still trying to find out the cause of the national team's demise at the recent Pacific Games. Heading into the tournament as defending champions, Fiji was beaten 16-14 by Tonga in the bronze medal playoff. Speaking on FBC TV Sports Lounge show last night, Fiji National Rugby League Acting General Manager Elitsia Nangau says they were disappointed with the result.
It is a good question, and I'd rather not answer that because we have inquiries going on as well, just to find out what went wrong. What went wrong, and let's not go down that road again. Let's do it the way that we used to do it. So we're still trying to get all the facts right and then know where we went wrong and move forward.
PNG won gold, Samoa silver, and Tonga the bronze medal at the Games. The success of the inaugural Fiji International Golf Championship last year has moved organizers to lift the profile of the sport in the country. A golf development program for school kids was launched today at the Pacific Harbour Multicultural School in Dumba to raise young children's knowledge of the sport. Chalendo Zakazaka was in Pacific Harbour and filed this report.
Organizers of the Fiji International have roped in renowned Australian Golf Academy instructor Nick Bialowski to kickstart a development program in the country targeting school children.
Junior golf, it's the grassroots of the sport, so we want junior golfers playing golf, and the best place to do that is in school, so we can introduce them to golf in their school environment, and then hopefully from there they can take the game up and get involved with their golf club, either playing the game or in the business of golf as well.
The kids could hardly contain their excitement in learning the basics of the sport.
I like playing as a team with my friends and all. I like to play Ambrose and stuff like that.
I learn about how to swim and how to play golf and how to step 3 meters away from place.
The program has been received with open arms by the school, which has now included golf in the school physical education curriculum alongside rugby and soccer.
Now this golf will go on every month. We'll have monthly programs. August, September, October, November. Every month we'll have them here. They'll be teaching the techniques and how to play golf.
The program will continue next month in other schools around the country to help promote the sport as a build-up to the Fiji International in October. Chalendo Zakazaka, FBC Sports.
The ticket prices for the 2015 Inc. Mobile Battle of the Giants football tournament has been finalized. The tournament will be played at Nausori's Ratu Zakambau Park, and spectators will pay $7 for Pavilion A and $5 for Pavilion B, while it will be $3 and $2 for the children respectively.
We expect a big number of people to come in, so we will start pre-sales here on Monday at my office and also at Nausori Town Council from Monday. People wishing to avoid the queues and things should buy the tickets.
The tournament starts next Friday with Lotoka playing Tailevuneta Siri at 1 p.m. That's it from sports today. It's back to Jackie for business.
The New World Group has expanded its operations with the opening of a new outlet in Savu-Savu. New World IGA Express Savu-Savu is the 19th supermarket and the chain's very first express store. The store, located on the main street, employs 25 staff and currently offers around 2,500 products. The company says setting up an express store didn't come without its challenges. New World says it sees the next 3 to 6 months as a steep learning curve as it constantly reviews and adapts its range to best suit the needs of customers in a reduced footprint. Cloudy periods with some showers, were experienced over the eastern parts and interior of the larger islands today. Elsewhere, mainly fine weather prevailed. A broad east to southeasterly wind flow prevails over most southwest Pacific Island countries. And in temperatures, Suva was again the coolest place for the day, hitting a maximum temperature of 24 degrees. Lautoka and Mombasa both recorded 29 degrees, the warmest for the day. Going into the weekend, there will be cloudy periods with some showers over the eastern parts and interior of the larger islands tomorrow. Elsewhere, mainly fine, cool at night. And the outlook for Sunday, some showers over the eastern parts and interior of the larger islands, should be fine elsewhere, and it will be cool at night. And recapping the main stories. Police have confirmed that a man is in custody for the alleged rape of a student in Nakasi. Reserve Bank Governor Barry Whiteside says the economy is expected to grow beyond the current 4.3% economic growth forecast. And Raki cane farmers and lorry drivers say they are frustrated by constant breakdowns at the Penang sugar mill. Now to this week's poll question, we're asking, should there be a sex offenders registry? Visit our FBC website to take part. Remember, you can send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email citizenseyes@fbc.com.fj or share it with us via Facebook page, FBC News. And if you're on Twitter, follow and tweet us your news tips at FBC_news or simply hashtag FBC News. You've been watching FBC News. I'm Jackie Spade. Have a safe and enjoyable weekend. Ni Motamanda.
Gold FM, only the classic hits. Beautiful song from the group Firehouse and When I Look Into Your Eyes. Before that, you heard from Smokey Robinson with One Heartbeat. We'll take a short break and join us in the next hour for more music from Seal. Bulabanaga. I'm DJ Tora. Join me every weekdays, 7 until midnight on the Premium Classics. Right here on Gold FM, only the classic hits.